guys keep finding ways to win, but this stretch here, these two games, bouncing back, what did you learn about the resolve of this team?
Well, just the situation's never too big for him. This is arguably Jimmy's best game, and he carried us down the stretch. He made plays. I think he threw for over 400. Defensively, we just kept him in the game, kept making stops when we needed to. We kind of wilted on one of those drives, just a few mistakes. But all things that you can coach up and you can correct. There weren't any egregious errors like they were the first time we played him. I think we did a great job of containing him for the most part. But, he's a good player. He's going to make some plays. I think he threw for, 130 yards, 140 yards, and he ran for probably close to 100. But that's what you're going to get with him. I think we stayed in coverage. I think the D-line hunted when they needed to. I think Defoe got a sack, Eric got a sack, D Ford got a sack. I think so. Guys were penetrating, guys were getting pressure, and that's the kind of game you got to play.
Over 200 yards of penalties in this game overall. How hard is it to keep the momentum going when you've got that stoppage?
Well, the penalties were all obviously backbreakers. It's football. Everything's subjective. There's always, could have called it, could have not called it, and they decided to call it a lot of times, and that's what you deal with sometimes in football, and you can't control it. You just got to try to overcome and continue to battle and continue to fight, and that's what our team did. You can't make excuses like, hey, they're calling this, or man, they shouldn't have called that. You just on to the next play and try to make up for it.
What was your view of the three that went against you?
I thought it was interesting. I thought it was really interesting. I thought I had 3 penalties on the season coming into this game, and to get 3.5 is really interesting, especially with the way that the reversals have gone. I think there's been probably over 100 PI challenges this year, and there's been 5, I think, reversals, and I'm 2 of them. I think being an EC member and part of that committee has its perks, and then it has its conversations where you're the only one who gets overturned. But it is what it is. You deal with that in this league. I've been here long enough. I played long enough to understand they call the game like that sometimes, and you just got to overcome. You just got to keep playing. On to the next play, on to the next play, on to the next play, and let them deal with it later on. I'll let the league deal with it. I know the way the system works with referees and how they get into playoffs and how they have point system, whether they got it right or they got it wrong. So the league will make that decision, and they'll tell them if they're right or wrong. And I'll let it play out like that.
Richard, there's a guy looking at Jimmy, obviously 2 interceptions. What does it tell you about him that he comes back from that? That he comes back?
He shows tremendous resolve. I think the view of him from the outside world is much different than the view we have in here. And I think that's the same about a lot of our players. We believe wholeheartedly that he's going to get the job done. He's going to score a touchdown on those drives. I don't think a tip ball or a great play by the defense is going to discourage us at all. We have tremendous belief in him and what he can do, and a tremendous amount of talent that he has. And the offensive line gives him time, and he can be one of the best out there.
Richard, the start, 16-0 early. How much, either mentally or physically, was about maybe a little Monday night hangover?
I'm not sure. That because then you get to making excuses. We just didn't execute well during the first half. If I'm being honest, we had plays, we wanted back. The PI. I got to find a way to not let that play happen. Gave him 3 there. Few missed tackles here and there. We just got to find a way to get those plays tackled. You don't make excuses like late start, tired, a lot of emotions into the last game. That's a fair point, but I don't think that's a point that anybody on this team wants to make. We got to find a way to get it done. Defensively, we got to find a way to keep the points off the board, and that's all it really comes down to. It's unfortunate.
But what you see, what's making Deebo so effective?
He's fearless. Deebo Samuel is fearless. He'll run through any catch. He's not. You get some receivers running across the middle, and they're looking for who's going to hit them. Deebo's looking for who he's going to hit. That's a much different mentality for most people. It's almost like you expect him to break the tackle when he catches the football, and it takes a tremendous amount of trust in your quarterback, tremendous amount of trust in your abilities to be able to play like that, because some of the plays they're drawing up is him running into traffic. He's running into a safety who's breaking, and it could be a huge hit, and he's not wincing, he's not crunching up. He's running through it, catching the ball, and keeping going. So that's a fearlessness that can't be coached and it can't be taught. You either have it or you don't.
You guys always talk about every week's a championship opportunity. How much do you look forward to this 3-week stretch coming here where you'll get some real slow?
No more than we look forward to any other game. Like I said, the division is always challenging. You guys were talking about a rivalry, and I said every week, you especially playing a division game, a team that knows you, it's going to be a dogfight, and it was today. That team knows us well. Cliff, tip your cap to him. He drew up some stuff that was very creative, in a league that a lot of teams are stagnant and run the same exact plays and same exact concepts, or I'm going to steal this. He creates some different looks, some creative looks that most teams don't run. But it also helps when you have a mobile quarterback and he can just make plays on the run. But next week we'll get ready for I think we got Green Bay. It'll be another unique battle. It'll be a play style similar to what we see week in and week out with Kyle in their offense. So we'll prepare for that. A-Rod's one of the best to ever do it. So it'll be a tremendous challenge for us, and we're excited about it.
You've had to face two mobile quarterbacks in back-to-back weeks. What similarities do you see between both of them?
Well, just the ability to extend the play. Anytime you can extend the play in this league, it gives you a chance to make some explosive plays and to get the defense out of what they naturally play. Because you can only play a natural coverage for so long. It kind of breaks down once you start to run. There's guys in windows, there's guys in, but sometimes there's not a guy for a guy. So it's different when you're in man-to-man and guys are just chasing guys around and you can plaster. But sometimes in zone coverages, you get guys free who, there's a guy underneath who's responsible for him, but he's not looking at him. He's looking at the quarterback. So, so when you're playing a mobile quarterback, it presents those challenges. But I think our D-line did a great job of containing him, putting edges on the defense. I think our linebackers did a great job of tackling when they can. He got a great run there where he had the touchdown. But I think for the most part, we did what we wanted to do.
All right, thanks, Sherman. We've got Deebo here.
Thank you.
Thank you.